priorities, bannering the AFP's battle cry, One AFP, One Philippines. Strong AFP, Strong Philippines. In terms of this is the new AFP's battle cry. The AFP Chief of Staff has been very active in engaging our units and members to convey the message of loyalty and professionalism amid recent political developments. General Bronner continues to underscore the paramount importance of unity with the new battle cry, One AFP, One Philippines, Strong AFP, Strong Philippines. This powerful mantra echoes our commitment to a singular, cohesive armed forces dedicated to protect the people and secure the state. A united AFP is the bedrock of a resilient nation. As we stand together under one banner, we reinforce the truth that a strong AFP is synonymous with a strong and secure Philippines. In terms of our internal security operations, we did a series of encounters in Agusan del Norte. One member of the New People's Army surrendered and revealed the location of the 6 high-powered firearms to the 23rd Infantry Battalion, Philippine Army in Agusan del Norte on February 1st of 2024. Recent armed encounters between the 23 IB and the remnants of an NPA platoon in the area resulted in the neutralization of 10 NPA members, the seizure of high-powered firearms, and other personal belongings. In more than 2 weeks' time, an NPA member identified as Jerome Amparo Marapao alias Mark, an NPA medic, surrendered to 23 IB and revealed the location of the firearms that were hidden in Buena Vista, Agusan del Norte. The follow-through operation then resulted in the discovery of 6 AK-47 rifles, 1 caliber .45 pistol, and other war material. We also had a discovery of war material in Batangas. Troops of the 2nd Infantry Jungle Fighter Division captured war material following an encounter between the government forces and the New People's Army members in Taisan, Batangas on Friday, February 2, 2024. Soldiers of the 59th Infantry Protector Battalion were conducting focused military operations in Sitio Centro, Barangay Ginhawa, when they encountered the terrorist groups, which led to a brief firefight before the NPAs fled. 3 more encounters occurred on the same day between the troops and the communist terrorists, which led to the soldiers recovering anti-personnel mines, 3 backpacks, and food supplies left by the fleeing NPAs. 1 soldier was wounded and was brought to the hospital, while casualties on the terrorist group's side are still being verified. We also neutralized CTG as of 01 February of 2024. 139 total Communist Terrorist Group or CTG members were neutralized, including regular members and supporters from the start of the year until February 1. 119 surrendered, 10 apprehended, and 10 were killed. 55 high-powered and low-powered firearms and 14 IEDs were either seized or surrendered, while 11 encampments were seized during the period. We also had the neutralization of LTG as of 01 February of 2024. A total of 18 local terrorist group or LTG members were neutralized from 01 January to 01 February 2024. 9 surrendered and 9 were killed. 20 high-powered and low-powered firearms were either seized or surrendered, while 3 encampments were seized during the period. In terms of the West Philippine Sea, we had our RORE missions. The rotation and resupply missions of the Armed Forces of the Philippines are part of regular operations in line with its constitutional mandate and ensure the safety and well-being of our sailors and Marines stationed in the occupied features in the West Philippine Sea. These resupply missions are legitimate and routine activities in our exclusive economic zone, thus exercising our sovereign rights and jurisdiction over these features. For the year 2023, a total of 28 RORE missions were conducted to sustain our forces deployed in the Kalayaan Island Groups or KIG and Ayungin Shoal. Recently, we have successfully provided provisions to our troops and to include the local community in Pagasa Island, stationed personnel at Lawak, Kota, Likas, Parola, Panata, and Patag Islands. Ayungin Shoal and Rizal Reef were also resupplied. This is on top of the efforts of our other government agencies in the performance of their mandate of supporting the local communities and fisher folks in the West Philippine Sea. RORE, by sea or air, these are all part of the operational mix on how the commanders implement the regular rotations and resupply missions. Notwithstanding the obstacles and challenges that may arise during the mission, we will not be deterred from exercising our legal rights over our maritime zones, including Ayungin Shoal, and ensure the welfare of our men in these maritime features. Your AFP will remain committed to the performance of our mandate as protector of the people and the state. For our upcoming activities, we will be having our ceremonial signing of MOU with the TGPMA HOP Foundation Incorporated. The AFP will enter into a memorandum of understanding with the graduates of the Philippine Military Academy Helping Out Project, or the TGPMA HOP Foundation, to collaborate on humanitarian assistance and relief efforts to individuals and or communities affected by natural disasters and to maintain the resiliency of Filipino communities. The activity will be held on 07 February here in Camp Aguinaldo, where the Chief of Staff Armed Forces of the Philippines will attend as the primary signatory. We'll keep the media updated for possible media coverage. In terms of our issues, discipline and integrity within its ranks, and will cooperate fully with the PDEA to ensure a thorough and transparent investigation into this matter. Any involvement in illegal activities by members of the armed forces is contrary to the principles of service, and appropriate measures will be taken to address the situation in accordance with the law and military regulations. This isolated incident does not represent the values and dedication of the vast majority of our men and women in uniform who tirelessly serve the nation with unwavering commitment. That's about it in terms of our updates for the whole week. Thank you for being here. We will now be entertaining questions.
Again, I'm Colonel Trinidad, the Chief Public Affairs Office of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. I'll be moderating this Q&A. You may please raise your hand, and once called, state your name and your outfit, and then try to ask the questions directed to our speakers. We have the Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea could further elaborate on the West Philippine Sea issues, and of course our Armed Forces of the Philippines spokespersons. So we have first John.
Ma'am, good morning. Eric po from INQUIRER.net. Ma'am, dun sa RORE updates last week, ano pong scenario? May mga Chinese shadowing po ba tayo doon? Ano po yung mga nangyari with our encounter dun sa Chinese Coast Guard around the area?
It's actually like a regular thing that we do, no? So, it's all part of the operations that's been happening, no? So, the Armed Forces of the Philippines conducted a successful RORE mission. We were able to fully accomplish the mission that was done to us, and in terms of that, we were able to rotate our personnel and give them their sufficient supplies for morale and welfare.
Yes, ma'am. Where do we attribute that, ma'am? Itong peaceful and successful na RORE last week.
We attribute it to our operational commanders, no? That's why the mission was successful.
Then, ma'am, other issues. Dito sa Bramos, ma'am, may reports from India na darating na daw like 10 days from now, weeks ago. Then, wala pong, on our end, wala pang update. So, can we have an update on that?
In terms of the Brahmos, sir, we defer to the Department of National Defense in terms of the details.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Nestor Corrales from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Ma'am, last week you said the Philippines had a flawless resupply mission to troops at Ayungin without the interference from Chinese vessels, because usually when we had Aurora missions, there are blockades shadowing. Where do we attribute this no blockade from Chinese ships?
Actually, sir, in terms continuous missions, well, we've been doing this so many times, sir. So regular siya na kinakonduct ng Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Pero unang pagkakataon po ba na hindi tayo hinarang ng mga Chinese ships sa resupply mission natin sa Ayungin?
There are different scenarios every time, but this is a fully accomplished mission that is done regularly.
Okay, maybe Commodore Trinidad would like to elaborate further on the particularly West Philippine issue on RORA.
Yeah, thank you. Western Command and Naval Forces West has been conducting regular rotation of troops and reprovisioning of forces. It's not the first time that there was no interference, no illegal moves by the Maritime Militia, the Coast Guard, or the PLA Navy. So we have had activities in the past, RORA missions, that there was no interference at all.
Okay, will that satisfy the question?
Thank you.
Next question, please. Pass the mic.
Good morning, Mark Macalala, DCWB. Ma'am, you mentioned kanina, 2023, 28 RORA mission. Para ma-provide lang ng context kung first time ba na walang nangyaring blockade o shadowing, ilan dun sa 28 RORA missions noong 2023 yung walang harassment incident from China?
Could I defer that to the Navy, please?
When we speak of a RORA mission, we don't only focus on Ayungin Shoal. We rotate the troops and provide the provisions for them deployed on the 9 features of the Philippines. For the 8 others, gray ships conduct the reprovisioning and rotation of troops. We could do it by air, we could do it by sea. It's a mix of the Coast Guard, the Philippine Navy, the LGU, their ship at Kalayaan Municipality. Of the 28 missions, all were conducted successfully, the parameter of which is the successful delivery of supplies and the rotation of the troops. On the number of incidents that there were illegal actions by the Maritime Militia or the Chinese Coast Guard, I would say that less than half. I'll correct you on that. I'll give you the exact number. The conduct of the RORA mission is subject to many factors. The weather, number one. Number two, the condition of the ships. So if it is not conducted on a particular date, we reschedule it. So we don't count it as unsuccessful. It has just been rescheduled.
And sir, dun po sa last na resupply mission natin, can we just have the specific details? Ano po yung mga bangkang ginamit? Ano po yung mga ships from the PCG na nakasupport? And kailan po siya nangyari?
The last resupply was conducted last week, I think Friday, Saturday. Onaiza May was there. We had the Philippine Coast Guard ship. There was the presence of Chinese Coast Guard, which did not do any illegal actions. There was a monitored maritime militia in the vicinity. I would not like to use the word shadowing. I would like to use the presence of.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Or for particular any issues?
To stay on topic muna sa WPS before we move on. Sir, recently may claims on China na nagtaboy sila ng mga public vessels natin within the area of responsibility of operations ba ng Navy during the time na sinasabing naitaboy yan. Kasi we understand magkakasama usually ang mga ibang agencies with the Navy pag nagpapatrol sa West Philippine Sea. Tinaboy daw yung Coast Guard, sir. Meron bang ganon?
Yeah. Again, that is a claim that they gave. From our end, we just conduct our mandate, interagency, Navy, Coast Guard, the Municipality of Kalayaan. So they may say what they want to say, but we just continue our mandate.
Okay na tayo sa West Philippine Sea. Okay.
Any other questions for the particular issue on the West Philippine Sea?
Sir.
Yes, sir, Victor?
When you say interference, that's harassment, sir.
No?
When I say intervention or illegal actions, these are the actions that are not expected of a maritime nation or her ships, like Kate across the bow, like water cannons, lasers. These are actions that accordance with international law, UNCLOS and COLREGs.
Sir, of these 28, sir, ilan yung sa Ayungin? Yung 28 roles.
Yes, all of these are taken in whole. We do not only conduct the RORE in Ayungin. There are 8 other features and we count them as the totality of it.
No. So yung sabi mo, sir, na almost, at least a half of these 28, parang nagkaroon ng interference. Lahat ba nung kalahati na yon sa Ayungin?
We do not have illegal actions conducted on the RORE missions of the 8 others. All of the illegal actions are done for RORE missions in Ayungin.
Any other pressing issues and concerns on the West Philippine Sea before we let our good Commodore?
May nakalatag naman tayong mga topics, sir. On calls ng on secession sa Mindanao, the former president has been very explicit calling on the AFP to protect the Constitution. Napansin namin sa media, it took a while for the AFP to issue a statement when all the agencies and the government have already made their stand. Ma'am, ano ba stand ng AFP when it comes to that? Although we've seen yung statement ni CS.
Yes, sir. For us, sir, in the AFP, it stands as a reminder, no? Ang sabi nga ni Chief of Staff, sir, there is not a need to call for a loyalty check. So he gives his full support to each individual soldier that we are professional. So we are aware of our mandate to uphold the Constitution. So the pronouncement was merely a reminder for us as well.
Speaking of mandate, ma'am, would you agree na the AFP is mandated by the Constitution to protect yung territorial integrity? Secession seems counter to that. So, hence yung pagtatanong namin kahit hindi kayo political unit.
Our mission to protect the people and secure the state and protect the sovereignty of our Philippine archipelago, sir.
So it's against the secession? Parang ganun ba, ma'am? Or illegal means of secession? Ano bang ating standard, sir?
Okay, just to add up on those particular statements, when we talk of particular mandate of protecting or being loyal, the AFP being loyal to the Constitution, it is always very clear that there should be a violation that we have first before we could take action. I think the PNP has made very clear about this, and they're looking into this. And of course, you cannot just immediately employ your armed forces for immediate speculations of these things. So I think the Chief of Staff has made very clear on his particular statement that we will be remaining, will remain loyal to the Constitution and of course to the chain of command. Thank you.
Last na lang on that. PNP also confirmed, sir, na it's deploying its intelligence assets to monitor yung mga calls for secession. Baka naman, kasi the calls itself parang medyo vague, no? And karapatan naman daw ng iba na magpahayag na anong gusto nila as protected speech, no? But yung AFP ba nag-deploy ng intelligence assets nila or at least personnel to monitor kung may possible violations as a proactive approach to that? Kasi yung secession medyo seryoso, no, kung if it's really true. Ma'am.
Sir, in terms of the AFP, no, we maintain a collaborative and supportive relationship. So we do this with our law enforcement counterparts, the other agencies, and this includes the Philippine National Police. Yes.
Ma'am?
Yes, Paul.
Apo. Colonel, good morning po. Short follow-up lang po. Ang PNP kahapon ay sinabi na papatawad na paparusahan nila ng relief ang mga pulis na mapapatunayang sumasali o sangkot doon sa calls for
the secession sa AFP ba ay may gunong directive para sa mga personnel natin? Thank you.
In terms of the AFP, sir, we revert to the pronouncement of our Chief of Staff that he trusts fully each individual soldier. No? So we are united, we are professional, and we are non-partisan.
Follow up lang dun sa session. Ma'am, I understand na you're trying to be careful, ma'am. Hindi katulad sa PNP na 100% may categorical answer sila na against sila dun sa session. Pero sa AFP, ano yung downside na nakikita nyo sakaling i-push po ito? Kasi on the part of the PNP, posible daw magkagulo, tapos may mga sedition pa na nababanggit, possible. So on the part of AFP, ma'am, ano yung downside ng paghiwalay po ng Mindanao sa Pilipinas? Thank you.
In the terms of in the side of the AP, no, sir, it's our role actually involves providing assistance when called upon, even by civilian authorities. So to address these threats to our national security, our commitment remains unwavering in contributing to the overall safety and well-being of the Filipino people.
About sa peace gains? Peace gains.
In terms of the peace gains, sir, no, we collaborative kasi po ang AFP. So we have a role in all of this, but we revert to the agencies involved, sir.
Ma'am, related to that topic po, kahapon po merong mga reports na lumabas. Can we just confirm or deny the alleged disbandment of the Task Force Davao in relation to the supposedly impending arrest of former President Duterte? Meron bang kinalaman yung, or meron bang veracity yung truth na yun, na disband ba yung Task Force Davao?
The Chief of Staff went to Davao last weekend, but his sole purpose was for three things. No, look into the HADR, how the AFP will assist sa sakuna po na nangyayari sa Davao.
So parang walang napag-usapan, ma'am, doon sa mga tao tungkol doon sa session. Walang ganong topic na napag-usapan.
Yes, sir, the 3 points that was stated a while ago was his purpose for his visit.
Just to add up, para very clear lang, I think the commander of the Eastern Mindanao Command has made a statement, particularly on the you're asking about the disbanding of the Task Force Davao. There's no such thing as disbanding of the Task Force Davao, even up to now. Just to add up. Thank you.
Sir, ma'am. Hello. Follow up lang sa topic. May kasama doon sa press release ng PAO kahapon o nung weekend na kasama doon sa mission ni General Bronner sa pagpunta sa Mindanao. Yung, tama ba, warning or paalala sa mga soldier natin na mag-ingat or be wary of the, may exact term, infiltration within different sectors of communities. May ganun bang namomonitor ngayon ng AFP at kung tatanungin, i-expound pa natin, yung ating counterintelligence group, of course, hindi natin pwede bagitin yung mga operational na mission or pero activated na, di ba, yung kanilang mandate to monitor on these things.
Okay, to immediately answer that, because we made a particular press release, no? It is very clear about yung infiltration of the different sectors of our society, no? Particularly, and these have been ongoing since the call of the communist terrorist group. Remember, we have not abandoned the internal security operations. We are still making sure that the ISO campaign is to be successful or to achieve total victory prior or slowly or shifting ourselves to the Armed Forces of the Philippines for territorial defense. So these particular infiltrations, no, has been the call to be wary of these infiltrations among the members or the members of other societies being recruited in this particular terrorist group. Thank you.
Sir Eric ulit, follow-up dito sa matter about the Task Force Davao. Sir, anong grounds ba para ma-disband yung isang task force? Ano po yung kailangan mangyari?
Sir, ang ano kasi dyan, we operate on the current threats. No? So, with our command conference that was conducted, we are always reviewing the current threats that we're facing. And because, syempre, we're transitioning from internal security operations to territorial defense, then we also tweak the organization accordingly. Wala.
Worded warning that anyone or any individual who would push for secession would be met by force by the government. Does the military or the armed forces share the same warning as what has been issued by the National Security Advisor?
Again, sir, as was stated, the AFP, sir, works with other agencies. We have the same mandate. Whatever it is that the AFP can support with other agencies in support of our mission, we will do so, sir.
Thank you.
Sir Victor.
Just a direct question. Is the military against or in favor of the efforts to separate Mindanao from Philippines?
That is not, I think, for the AFP to give a stand to, sir.
Bakit, ma'am?
Sa amin, sir, boils down to our mandate, no, to protect the people, secure the state, and uphold the Constitution and the chain of command.
Just to address Sir Victor, no? I would just like to emphasize the statement of our Chief of Staff. No? Mahalin natin ating bansa. No? At tayo nagkakaisa for a strong country, we need to have a strong AFP. I think that that's said it all. Doon sa question nyo if we are in favor or not. Thank you very much. No, that is very specific already, Sir Victor. We stand for one Philippines. I think from that particular statement is already clear what is the stand of the armed forces. One AFP, one Philippines.
Strong AFP, strong Philippines.
Thank you. Any other question? Wala naman, masyado naman kayo seryoso. Sige na. Para kuha natin, baka may mga gusto pa kayang other. Just to clarify all of this, we don't want to, we wanted to give you all the statements or the clarifications that you need in writing up your respective narratives, no? Particularly, I just want to emphasize dun sa disbanding of the Task Force Davao. Honestly, nagulat kami doon at we don't know where it came from, basically. So the EMC has made a statement, we made some clarification, and there's no such issuance of any directive for the disbanding of the Task Force Davao. And it was very clear also on the visit of our Chief of Staff in Southern Mindanao, particularly being the AFP as the first responders in such calamities. So the Chief of Staff wanted to assure that the operations on our humanitarian assistance disaster relief is very smooth, and we were able to help out these local communities in Davao. And andito po yung ating unang primary reason, second of which is the update and assessment of our campaign that was given by the higher headquarters. Again, it was mentioned, sabi ko nga, there's no such issuance of orders. Again, on the activation nangyayari yan over the time depending on the security threats. So, ang pakiusap ko na lang dito sa ating lahat, try to verify our sources kung kanino nang gagaling such informations.
Sir, you think may effort na to drive a wedge ngayon? Yung lumutang na ganyan, baseless naman yan. Do you think there are efforts to...
Those are speculations on our part, but we cannot make any speculations. What we are here for is to do our mandate to secure the people and protect the state. Thank you.
Sir, I think the good Commodore would like to give a rejoinder in one of the questions.
On the question of Sir Victor earlier, there were specifically 14 missions, RORE missions for Ayungin, LT-57. Of these 14, 3 encountered illegal actions or harassments by the Maritime Militia or the Coast Guard. All the others were unimpeded. No illegal actions were conducted. Furthermore, we had more rescheduling of missions to Ayungin Shoal because of the conditions of the ships and or favorable weather conditions. Yes. When I say harassed, water cannon, illegal maneuvers. Presence would be there. I would not like to call it shadowing. Presence would be there. Based on the report of Naval Forces Western Command, 3 were harassed through illegal actions. Yes, yes. Last, I think, November or December. Again, the presence of the militia or the Coast Guard would not directly mean illegal actions or harassment. Presence is different from the illegal actions conducted, cutting across the bow, water cannon, and or other activities, not according to international law.
I think that was very clear from the statement as we are updating you now as per yung clarifications and dun sa statements kanina, no, that have. So I think that was a fresh information coming from
Western Command.
Western Command. Yeah.
Sir, ano lang, gusto na namin medyo ma-clarify lang yung procedure. Last week pa natapos pero we were trying to confirm the whole week last week. Ano yun sir, the process na kasi nakawire?
I think, sir, yung RORE mission natin was ongoing during that time.
Yes.
There are 2 actually for this year. We have actually conducted 2 successful RORE. One in Ayungin and the other one
The other features.
So there's 2 RORE missions that were conducted. So last week yan. So I think the other RORE is from February. Please, sir,
Yes.
Enlighten us on those.
We don't count it as Ayungin lang, and then all the others. Westcom and Naval Forces West count it as the totality. So when they do a RORE mission, some ships would proceed to Pag-asa, Parola, Kota, and the other features. And Onaisa May would proceed to LT-57. So we do not report it individually. We report it in totality, that we were able to conduct the rotation and reprovisioning of all the features.
I think that would actually clarify, no, yung ating information. All of these informations are being updated siguro, kaya hindi natin masyadong na-update on immediate queries by the media because such information is very important. Hindi natin, para hindi nagkakamali yung ating mga naisusulat. So, humingi na lang kami ng konting paumanhin, no, sa ating members of the Defense Press Corps. And right now, and this is a good time that we have to clear and clarify all of these informations para at least maisulat natin ng tama yung ating balita. Thank you po.
Sir, follow-up lang po.
Yes po, sir.
It's a good development po na naayos na yung Onaisa May. Is it yung UM1, sir? Yung nagkaroon po ng technical difficulty?
Again, yung details on the operational matters like weather, condition of the ships, we leave it up to the commander of Western Command and Naval Forces West. Suffice it to say that when we say a RORE mission has been conducted successfully, it means that they were able to rotate the troops and provide their provisions for them. Challenges would include condition of the ships I mentioned earlier. We have had rescheduled missions because of that, the weather. So these are factors that the operational commanders take into account. Of course, we are thankful that the ships are in good operating condition and the weather is fine.
Yes, sir. May another follow-through?
Thank you.
Any questions from Bagong Kasal? Hindi natin narinig eh. Congratulations again. I think we would like to congratulate. No? Welcome to the married life, Bianca. Hindi ka nagsasali sa amin pero nakita ko na lang sa post mo. Any questions or clarifications to catch up? Kasi wala ka ng tagal eh.
Trinidad. Sir, ano yung, baka pwedeng paulit lang sir kung ano yung pasok doon sa illegal actions ng China na sinasabi nyo kanina, sir? Yung blocking ba, sir, kasama po ba doon?
Illegal would be actions by ships that are not in accordance with UNCLOS, with call regs, with queues. These are actions that would endanger the ship and or the crew. This would include dangerous maneuvers, cutting across the bow, blocking, water cannon, laser pointing. Yes. Yes.
Another clarification lang, sir. Kung kasama yun, sir, yung blocking, laser pointing, that's gonna be more than 3 incidents po, sir.
Yes. I'll check the figures given by Western Command just now. I think they're monitoring live. Yeah, so they sent a text message that of the 14-3, probably they were referring to those incidents that were really more dangerous than the others that you were mentioning.
Kasi sir, sa apat, may binunggo pa yun. Kasama yung media lahat.
Lahat merong ano. Okay, yeah, probably we could check on the figures from Western Command.
Thank you, Bianca. Well, di ba, very kon yung kon ni Bianca, no? Pasok na pasok. Sir Brian, naging tahimik ang TV5. Any questions? Clarification, sir? Ha? Pero na-miss ko si sir further clarification.
No more, sir.
Oh, kasi andun din siya sa Davao. Baka pwede niya masabi kung talagang merong bang deactivation or disbanding of...
Say, pero kung may ano naman, may mga PNP personnel related naman more on operations na sila doon sa mga calamity restricted areas.
Again, we would like to emphasize, no? Baka hindi lang nababilitan more of the local news, no? Your armed forces of the Philippines has been the first responder to any calamities. Ando doon kaya pumunta na doon kasi binigay parangal ng ani Chief of Staff yung ating mga kasundaluhan doon na makatulong, no, sa ating mga mamamayan. Sana mai-put into context natin yon na ando doon ang kasundaluhan para tumulong, no, sa doon sa calamity stricken na area, Davao.
So sir, to be clear, no, kasi in relation to yung yan, disbandment, hindi pinagkait sa Mindanao ang tulong ng AFP sa panahon sa
I won't say in Mindanao, but the AFP actually covers the entire country. Nakikita nyo naman sa lahat ng mga sakuna, andyan ang ating armed forces. Andyan ang Philippine Army, andyan ang assets ng Philippine Air Force, and even itong just recently, no, Navy to the rescue because we were able to yung ating supplies were delivered kung saan man yung calamities. Just to be clear on that, wala tayong pinipili, ayaw man natin mangyari yan kung saan ang sakuna ando doon ang inyong armed forces of the Philippines.
Sir, just a quick follow-up, sir. Yung visit ni CS, sir, sa Mindanao areas, this has nothing to do with the calls for secession or calls for people's initiative?
Basically, sir, yung talagang visit ni Chief of Staff for the 3 things that I've mentioned. First is the HADR, kasi talagang kailangan nilang tulong. So, pinuntahan po niya yung units ng Army that were there to support the HADR mission. And nandun din po yung Navy natin, no? Nag-support din sila dun sa HADR. And of course, the operations that are being done. And lastly po, yun nga, to call on our troops to, commend them for being loyal and professional. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Thank you. I think it's clear. So, pwede nang kumain na ata kayo kanina pa. So, kung meron ako isang itatanong sana, we would like to hear from Marlene from any question sa Bombo Radio. Tagal ko na rin din nakita si Marlene. Ikakasal na rin. Nasaan na? Ay, wala na isang kakasal eh. Ano mga kwan natin dito?
First, I would like to emphasize lang that, syempre, I'm new to this, so I hope I get more feedback from you on how to improve in the succeeding days, no? So, we're still learning the ropes. Just, syempre, give and take relationship to. So I'm hoping to hear from you as well. I'm open to constructive criticism on how I can help you more also do your job in this effort. So I am giving you my commitment to work fully with you moving forward. So yan lang po. Kung hindi po kayo masyadong napapansin, we will address that po in the coming days. So I've been getting more support staff. So maraming salamat po. Sir? Hindi sir. Ano yun? Hindi kasi sir. Hindi kasi ano ba ito? Hindi kasi premium newsreader ko. And I had a grammatical incorrect. And I cannot edit it. So I deleted it. And then they told me na hindi na nag-edit. So there was PIG din. So parang sabi ko lang yung the same yun, sabay. Oo. So, there was 4 other Lawrence that was being conducted at the same time with the but I posted only an email. So, unless I gave you the actual numbers, so hindi but initially, yung kids ko kasi, IT apostrophe S. So, I had to deliver sa kailan. I'm gonna try to provide you the first time sa paper.
Kala namin binawi.
Hindi, sir, kasi may grammar, ano, if